Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, for another video, and welcome to the preview of Barcelona against Celta Vigo in the Copa del Rey round of 16 stage. And of course, this is the second leg at the Camp Nou, which will decide who gets through to the next round. 1-1 it finished in the first leg, everything to play for in this game, and as I was on the weekend, I will be live at this game at the Camp Nou, and I will be doing some coverage for you guys when it comes around tomorrow. And as always, guys, I did ask you in my community section for your predictions before this match, and as always, very confident. Thank you all for voting. 3,000 of you got involved in the voting, and the most popular result from you is us winning by 2 goals. 3+ goals got 22%. 61% of you, though, believe that tomorrow we will beat Celta Vigo by 2 goals. 15% for a margin of just 1 goal. 1% of you believe we'll draw on the night, and 1% of you believe that we will lose, which would lead to us being eliminated from the Copa del Rey. But like I said, 9:30 tomorrow, kickoff in the night. Here is, as always, the time where you are, and it is going to be a big game at the Camp Nou. It is all to play for. Very much good opposition that we're going to be playing, and we're going to need to be somewhere near our best to get through this, because believe me, Celta are on form. But before we do get on to Celta Vigo and what exactly we need to do to win the game tomorrow, and of course the squad that Ernesto Valverde has chosen for tomorrow's game, I just want to talk very quickly about the attendance at the Camp Nou, because obviously I was there for the game against Levante, and even though I was there, I didn't really notice it too much at the time, but there was not an awful lot of people there. I saw the attendance after the game had finished. There was just over 56,000 people there. Of course, Camp Nou's capacity 98,000, so very much below that for a game against Levante. And then I was thinking, well, that's not too bad, but I've actually checked the recent home games in terms of the attendance at the Camp Nou, and it is really not good reading. Our last 3 games at home have all been under 60,000. The game before that was actually against Celta Vigo at the start of December at the Camp Nou, and even that one, that was only 61,000. Since then, 53,600 against Deportivo. It went as low as 48,000 in the Champions League in our last group stage match against Sporting Lisbon. So it really hasn't been great at the moment. At the weekend, it was raining. That really can dictate how many people turn up in Spain at the stadiums. It is very much weather permitting. If it starts raining, everybody seems to go home. Obviously, it wasn't the most high-profile clash. The ticket prices aren't the cheapest, but I would still expect more people to be going, and I'm just wondering how many people are going to be there tomorrow night, because it is a really late kickoff local time in the middle of the week as well. 9:30. What the weather's going to be like, I don't know. It has been very cold over the past few days, so it's going to be very interesting indeed to see exactly how many people are there tomorrow and whether we have got a bit of an issue. Obviously, we are looking, like I spoke about yesterday, in renovating the Camp Nou, and even then, we're going to increase our capacity to over 100,000 spectators. Are we going to need that right now? Because as it stands, people aren't really turning up in numbers. But anyway, on to the preview itself. Celta against Barca. Whoever wins this particular tie will be then through to the quarterfinal of the Copa del Rey. So it is a big game. You know, obviously the Copa del Rey, like I said before, it's not exactly one of the incredible trophies like the Champions League, like a league title, but it's still very much a trophy that we want to win, something that we want to use in order to complete potentially a very historic season. The first leg, like I say, at Balaidos last Thursday ended 1-1. Jose Arnaiz getting a goal again for Barcelona's first team, and Sisto getting the goal for Celta Vigo. A very good finish, flying past Jasper Cillessen. Since then, though, of course, both teams have had very positive results in the league. We beat Levante very comfortably at the weekend. Messi, Suarez and Paulinho all on target in that 3-0 win. And as for Celta Vigo, they were in really good form at home against Real Madrid. They drew 2-2, but they could have very easily won that game. Vas with an absolutely stunning chip past Keylor Navas. Iago Aspas in that game also missed the penalty, and like I say, Celta Vigo looked very impressive, could have easily beaten Real, and they will not be easy opponents at the Camp Nou tomorrow night. And they're certainly in confident mood. They haven't, you know, lost to us. They drew with us in the Camp Nou 2-2 back at the start of December, and if that scoreline was actually replicated at the Camp Nou tomorrow, Celta Vigo would find themselves going through to the next round on the away goals rule. Obviously, we have right now 1 away goal to our name. If it finishes 1-1 tomorrow night, it will go to extra time, which I think we desperately want to avoid, because obviously in this game it's a very important one, but we also have to bear in mind that in just 3 days time we are travelling to the absolutely enormous task of the Anoeta to face Real Sociedad away from home, where we've had so many troubles over the past few years. So it's really important that we seal this one in normal time, that we obviously give some players a rest, but we still need to field a relatively strong team if we are going to get past Unzué Celta. And the former Barcelona assistant coach has come out today, and he obviously spoke at great length about Barcelona, how he respects respects our style of play, how he thinks we're a very big threat, of course, and he came up with a very interesting line. If we manage to play a perfect game at the Camp Nou tomorrow and Barcelona also have a bad day, then we might just have a chance of getting through the next round. So Nzue very much not getting carried away with himself. He realises that it's a very, very difficult task for Celta to get through this one, but believe me, they will believe that they can come here and get a result, and we're going to have to be on it if we're going to get this result. Ernesto Valverde also came out in his press conference earlier on today. He praised Celta, he praised Nzue. He said that Celta Vigo can hurt us right across the pitch. They're not just a team that can play on the counter-attack, they're a team that can also play on possession. They'll get the ball, they'll try and use it in the best possible way. Even away from home, they're still a very, very dangerous team. And he also came out with a very interesting line on the potential players that could be leaving the club in January. He was asked about Deulofeu, about Vidal, about Arda Turan. He didn't really speak specifically about a group of names, but he did say this: I like small squads because it then means that I don't have to exclude a great number of players, and it also means then if I can have a small squad, I can then include more B-team players. That basically seems to be right now Valverde's vision, and certainly judging by the squad that he's named for this game, it looks very, very ominous for the players that we spoke about yesterday, the likes of Deulofeu, Alex Vidal, Arda Turan, possibly even Denis Suarez and Rafinha. And on that exact note, let's have a look at the squad that Valverde has chosen for tomorrow's game. It's Ter Stegen, Semedo, Piqué, Rakitic, Sergio Busquets, who returns, obviously didn't play at the weekend due to suspension, Iniesta, Luis Suarez, Lionel Messi, Ousmane Dembele, Silesen, Mascherano potentially could play his last game tomorrow. We said that at the weekend, but he is included and is still here in this January transfer window. Paulinho, Jordi Alba, Lucas Digne, Sergio Roberto, Andre Gomez, Vermaelen, and I am very, very pleased once again to see Carlos Alenia and Jose Arnaiz. Really great to see those two players called up to the first team once again. Alenia was called up last Thursday, didn't manage to get on the pitch. Hopefully, if we can take the lead, get ourselves in a commanding position, he could feature at some stage at the Camp Nou, which would be an incredible moment for him in a really, really good game, which could see him develop and really show why he could be a first team player very, very soon. But like I said, this squad sends out a very, very big message. No Deulofeu once again, no Alex Vidal once again. Obviously Arda Turan apparently very, very close now to an exit going to Turkey, and also for Rafinha, who has now not appeared in any of the three squads since he got the medical green light since recovering from his injury. Even from the get-go, he does not seem to be in Ernesto Valverde's plans, and also not in this squad is Denis Suarez. He's not going to be given a chance tomorrow. He didn't particularly impress in the game last Thursday. Before that, he didn't really play a great deal at all, and he could be another one that maybe Valverde does not count on and could potentially leave the club in this January transfer window. So Valverde calling up two Barca B players, that's really, really important and very, very good to see. But overall, a very strong squad here. We've got Messi, we've got Suarez, we've got Iniesta. All of those players were left out of the squad last Thursday. Clearly Valverde knows that he needs a strong team to win this game, and this is the team that I would personally go with tomorrow night. I would line up once again, of course, with our cup goalkeeper Jasper Silesen in goal. I would go with probably Lucas Digne. Alba has been absolutely magical lately, and I don't really want him to get injured. He went down against Levante. He was looking like he could possibly have picked up an injury, so I would not risk him. He is massive at the moment to our system. We've got a really, really important game away at Real Sociedad in just 3 days' time after this game, so I would personally go with Digne, who I think personally, every time he's come into the team in replace of Alba, he's been very, very good, very solid, so I wouldn't have any problem at all including him. On the other side, I would go with Semedo. He's getting better and better with every game and every minute that he receives. He came on against Levante. He also played against Celta last week. I would play him once again in the right back position. Thomas Vermaelen has been absolutely unbelievable of late. Really good form. He was outstanding against Levante at the weekend. Some really, really good tackles throughout the game. Gerard Piqué alongside him, but I do think that we will see Mascherano at some stage come on as a sub and potentially make his last minutes, because apparently the players want to give him a really good send-off and a good ovation. He didn't really get that on the weekend against Levante. When he went off the pitch, he was very much going off the pitch on his own. I think the players want to give him a lot more than that for the service that he's given the club over the time that he has been here. I would bring Busquets back into the midfield. He's had a bit of time off. He didn't play at all on the weekend through that suspension, so I wouldn't have any problem at all in bringing him back in. And in midfield, I would give Iniesta a rest. We don't want to overexert and we don't want to play him too often. He's another one who we simply cannot afford to get injured. And obviously Coutinho not available right now through injury. I would go with Andre Gomez in that creative midfield position. position. He did very, very well against Celta Vigo away from home last week in that similar sort of role. He played well. He was dragged out onto the left a few times. He played a little bit wider when he needed to, and he was very, very effective in that kind of role. And alongside him, Valverde has been experimenting with the idea, but I would love to see from the start Roberto and Semedo both playing together. Roberto in midfield with Semedo just behind him at right back, and down the right hand side those two could be very, very promising and really, really strong. As for the front three, I don't think we should risk Dembele from the start with this one. He will definitely be involved against Real Sociedad, but I would not start him simply because, like with Iniesta, but a slightly different view on it, I don't want to overexert him. He's only just come back from injury. He obviously started against Levante. I was quite surprised that he started that game. We don't want to give him too many minutes all in one go in a very short space of time. We don't want to, of course, hamper his recovery in any way. We want to get him back to fitness as soon as possible, but we don't want to rush things. I wouldn't start him in this game. I would do similar to what happened on Thursday. Bring him on if we need to. If we need some pace, if we need some flair off the bench, bring him on, and he can certainly have an impact. But I would like to see Messi, Suarez, and I would love to see Jose Arnaiz playing with those two in a front three, alongside Messi and alongside Suarez, the kind of service that Messi could give him, and I think Arnaiz can certainly finish the chances. I would love to see him start this game, and like I say, if we are in a good position, I would also really like to see Carlos Alenia come on and get some minutes at the Camp Nou and get some vital experience. I am going to go with Barcelona 2, Celta Vigo 0 as my match prediction. I think Messi is on fire right now. He's playing really, really well. And for me personally, if Jose Arnaiz plays, I can certainly see him scoring once again if he gets the opportunity. So I'm going to go with 2-0 Barcelona. We're going to get through this one, and then all the focus will very much be on that game on the Sunday evening away against Real Sociedad. So as always, guys, please leave your match predictions below. What are your score predictions? What are your lineup predictions for this game? Please do let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you as always tomorrow. I'll be at the game. I'll record some footage for you, and hopefully I'll have a good video for you come the end of it with a positive result. I'll see you then, but until then, as always, Vasca el Barça. Barça, Barça, Barça.